So, I am back. How was Wales? Wales was really good. How do I start speaking about Wales? I lived in a commune for 3 months, just over. I'm going back in January, February. Um, I don't know really where to start. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Um, the work was great, the people were great. What did I learn? I think I learned stuff about life. I learned practical skills. I guess I'll quickly go over the general gist of that. Did a lot of moving stuff. Um, Helped cover camouflage this hydro pipe that was running through the forest. That is running through the forest. Did some dry stone walling. Helped build a patio. Finding the stone for the patio. Moving the stone. Mixing cement with and without a cement mixer, laying some of the stones, making the steps for the patio, finding the slabs and all of that stuff. Good fun. Working in the house, ripping down walls and plasterboard and denailing and I don't know, all that stuff. Really good. Good work. All pretty much all physical. Yeah, all physical, and most of it, pretty much all of it outside. Sometimes in the forest, which was beautiful. So what did I learn about life? I was around generally pretty positive people, um, people who had in that environment anyway, because maybe outside of that environment they wouldn't be as such, but not all of them were like this, but a lot of the people had a love for life and were positive. Um, Kai sort of said that a few years ago he just started giving as much as he could, and that inspired me. I've had some of the most beautiful experiences of my life. I met a girl called Emma at a festival within the first 3 weeks of going there. That was the most intimate experience of my life and sort of helped me dissolve a lot of old thought patterns or help that dissolution process. Just complete vulnerability, complete openness. I'll talk about that more another time, I guess. Um, it was the most intimate I've ever been with anybody. Just um, yeah. And then I met two other people, specifically Rowan and Indigo, um, and just navigating those relationships were just developing them with some of the most beautiful most beautiful jazz in my life. Yeah, um, just love, man. Receiving love, receiving so much love, and feeling loved, and just often getting complimented, and just being recognized. Just being called generous and lovely and caring and intelligent, and just hearing this stuff quite frequently was just so nice, so affirming, affirmative, affirming. Um, since I've been back home, it's not been great. A lot of porn. Eating's been good. It's been fine. I developed, continued developing a pretty healthy relationship with food. You might say that because, well, yeah, it's obvious you get two really good meals cooked for you every day, but I have peanut butter and dates. Peanut butter and dates. I have peanut butter and dates available to me at all times in the kitchen, which is downstairs, right next to my bed. I could have just binged and gorged, but I was in such a beautiful environment around such beautiful people and doing stuff I enjoyed, and life felt meaningful. Life felt joyful. It was a joyous experience. It was very nice. Um, going to bed, I never, it's very rare that I look forward to the next day anyway. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've sort of, I realised this there when people would ask me, "Are you excited for this? I'm going to Albania next weekend." It's like, "Are you excited for that? Are you excited? How are you feeling about going home?" And I don't really feel excitement toward anything until it's about to happen, nor do I dwell in the past very much at all. I don't really worry and I don't really regret ever. Um, and that's nice. I think that's, I don't know what, maybe that's a byproduct of meditation. Um, it's not something I've worked on consciously. It might be a byproduct of meditation, as I say. I read The Power of Now years ago, and maybe that subconsciously worked its magic. I don't know. Um, I'd like to talk more about my experience with uh, Indigo, Rowan, and Emma, and also George. Um, he was a significant part of my life there at Ridoldog. Um, I'll do that at another time, but basically, like with Indigo, she has a partner, and I am, as I am with Rowan as well, I'm in love with her. Like, I'm not homosexual, but I love Rowan. I'm in love with him. You can say it like that and it sounds more romantic or it sounds more sexual or whatever, but it's that just sense of love I have for somebody. I've never experienced that deep sense of care. Um, I have like with Elliot. Um, I don't know this, just living with somebody, working with them, alongside them every day, eating with them, and you know, days in a row, spending hours talking to them. When you click like that from the beginning, anyway, you form really close bonds. You have the potential to anyway. There were sure people there who I didn't click with as well, even though I knew for longer. Um, so it's not about that. It's about finding people you really do uh, jive with, really do gel with. And yeah, with Emma at the festival, we just spend time with each other, and she had a lot of complexities with her sexuality, as I do, and we ended up being romantic, and it was the most consensual, like understanding, like slow and beautiful. The communication was totally transparent as it could be. I was expressing all of my thoughts and feelings and my fantasies about her and what I wanted to do to her, you know, not not like I want to be, yeah, even that, everything, um, without without an ulterior motive, just when it was appropriate, when, well, I was just like, I was fantasizing over fucking you. But just um, whatever it was, I had a sexual fantasy over earlier, and but what I noticed was interesting about Emma is, I'm getting into details now, but oh well. Um, when I first saw her, I was like, wow, she's really attractive. And then when we first kissed, I thought I wasn't so attracted to her, and I thought that was like, in reflection, I was like, okay, that's because I don't see myself as high value. So if another girl sees me as high value, then I must, she must be low value because our values are matching, and I'm low value, so she must be low value. But what was really nice is just naturally, as I continued to spend more time with her, I started seeing her as like so beautiful, just really fucking gorgeous. Just there was a time where the sun was going down, the sunlight was beautiful, it was perfect, the weather was perfect, and it was on her face, splashing her face, the sun's rays were, and I was holding her head and just looking at her, and I was just like, you can't become more beautiful, and I just felt that, and I expressed it. Was just It was magic. So that was really nice. And by the end of it, I just saw it as just like absolutely gorgeous. And we had such a beautiful day, even when we were intimate. So it wasn't like, yeah, anyway. Um, and then Rowan, I've never been physically intimate with a man who's heterosexual, like I believe I am. At the moment, that's another thing anyway. But two heterosexual guys being intimate with each other physically, just holding and kiss on the neck, just not as in like not as a sexual kiss, but as a how to express it is physically. It's like this intimacy is a physical expression of your appreciation for the other person. That's how I experienced it, and the same with Indigo. Like it has been so painful um, because I've wanted to be with her physically so bad, but being able to express that to her and having her listen and understand, totally understand, empathize. She hurts when I hurt. I hurt when she hurts. Having that bond, it's it's so beautiful. Um, and going forward, I just want to continue, I guess, putting my heart on my sleeve and forming close connections with people when the opportunity arises. Um, so in terms of how it's changed my life, um, Luke, a friend of mine who I'm meeting tomorrow, said like this a while back that everything in life, every day is just inherently meaningful to him, and that's a complete juxtaposition to the nihilists. The idea that life is inherently meaningless or valueless. And when I was there, just yeah, just stuff felt more meaningful, just day by day things. Um, I will try not to look with rose tinted glasses back on this, but yeah, going forward, I want to just try to give more. And I notice being here, it's harder to do that because, what I mean, I don't find that my family is that positive, and um, I know the word energy. It sounds very new age, but I think I want to use it to express the idea. Um, so being around like lower energy people, it seems to pull my energy down. Um, and what that results in is like me being a bit more negative or a bit more self-centered or selfish, um, which is interesting. So yeah, it's I don't know. I just want to see the world and I see the world and see people explore my sexuality. That's one of the big things I'd like to do going forward. I went on Tinder and it feels dishonest. Um, Honestly, I don't think maybe it wouldn't feel as dishonest if I had like matches to whom I was really attracted and we connected, but I just have no hope for that. I've got some decent pictures and I just don't think I'm not physically attractive enough to just succeed on Tinder or whatever other dating app. And also, I'm not in one place for long. I'm leaving next Saturday. I come back in January. I'll probably be here for a week or two, and then I'll be back in Wales. Um, so I have no idea how to explore my sexuality in that regard. And then COVID, so it's hard to just travel. So I don't know. It's something I'd like to do. I don't really know how at the moment. I'm not too phased about it at the moment. I feel I've developed a real sense of self esteem after being there. Like, just, yeah, talking to such great people and being listened to and feeling respected by them, and then people like Rowan, Indy, George, and Emma forming really close relationships and feeling so loved by them and receiving real genuine compliments, real thoughtful compliments. Um, that's what made it. You know, if I came back and I helped build this and I helped build that and I did this massive bike ride or I did that and I did this and I'd have come back and I'd have gone like, how's it changed my life? I don't know. It's like when I did that 3,000 mile bike ride. After it, I was like, I do think I felt like the same person, pretty much. Maybe a bit more positive, a bit more curious, I think, or probably a lot more. But within these last 3.5 months, I feel things have changed. To an extent, anyway. I feel a great sense of optimism for my being able to really connect with incredible people. I've had this feeling for years, maybe, that they're amazing people. I just don't know where they are. And I've met some amazing people, and I've really connected with them. It's mutual. I feel I have a couple of lifelong friends. Like you know, um, and also I guess my openness has been able to be exercised to a great extent. Um, like with Rowan, the physical intimacy, really exploring that with him, and with Indigo, that just total, total honesty, both ways. Her expressing stuff to me as well that hurt her, hurt me doing the same, just stuff which was totally raw. Um, as as vulnerable as I think I could be at the moment. I can't imagine being more open, just totally being, just expressing my thoughts as they were coming up, thoughts I'd had recently, fantasies, and just all of that stuff, expressing, when it was suitable. Um, so yeah, that's just me being able to exercise my openness and having it reciprocated by these people, and having that mutual understanding and just love, that openness. Like, I hear you, I understand. Um, it's that is to me what life is all about. Anyway, life is about, at the moment, for me, life is about people and connection. Um, but then I also have to be aware that there are bad people, or people who just aren't where I'm at on my journey. Um, People who aren't interested or will try to use me for their own intents. Um, so it's being smart about that. But when you do meet people like some of the people I've met in Wales, yeah, um, that is what gives life a lot of its substance and meaning, I believe. Um, and my relationship to women as well. I mean, like Indigo, I don't know, man. Just I was even looking through pictures and videos when I was uploading onto the shared Google Photos. Every time I see a picture of her, it just makes me yearn a little bit, and that's painful. That's a pain. Um, but to me, it's such good pain. It's not negative at all. It's totally positive. It's a sign. It's an indication of my soul, my heart. Um, I'm pretty sure I will never ever be one to just frivolously pursue sex, or anything like that. I think I've got some growing to do in terms of maybe a few one night stands and sleeping with young, beautiful, conventionally gorgeous girls. Sort of show myself and sort of dissolve any adolescent pains and trauma or whatever. Catching up for lost time. I don't know. Maybe I've got more of that to do, but I just know now that just true emotional connection, just that spiritual, and I call it spiritual because it does transcend the material. It is emotional and feeling. It's profound. That shit is where that's the good stuff, you know. Um, that's a really good stuff, and just being around positive, loving people, it makes life glorious. For so long I've preferred to travel alone and want to do this by myself and do that by myself. But when you're around people, like I did mushrooms a few times, and I'll talk about that another time. One of the times I was by myself, I just wanted to be with Rowan and Indigo. I wanted to play with them, just act like a kid with them. I wanted to share my experience because these people, they understand me. They really understand me, and I feel like I understand them. And that connection just makes it enhances, it amplifies, it accentuates life. Um, that's what I'd like to share today. Um, we'll do more of these. I'll do more of these within the next week. We'll have some more talks, and I'll leave it at that.